Hello, everybody. Hello. How you doing? This is officially Technique Tuesdays, and I am Immortal Technique. Great Vin, K Metz, Manny STI. I'm gonna wait till we get about 200 people in here, and then I'm just set it off, because I'm definitely gonna post this one up today. So, as you know, just wanted to give you a quick update. The Rebel Army runs are in full effect. They're hitting Los Angeles this week. We just packed up another 60 family packs for people in Harlem. So we hitting Harlem next week. Today was an interesting day. Today it was announced that Kamala Harris will be Joe Biden's running mate. For people who remember my many criticisms of Kamala Harris, it had nothing to do, and it was funny because someone hit me up on Twitter and was like, "Oh, are you mad because she's a woman?" And I was like, "No, I'm mad because she tried to put people who are nonviolent drug offenders in prison and refused to give them early release. She's a police officer. We just spent the last 3 months protesting cops and making sure that there's no way to just forget this. We can't just throw everything out. And I think that there's something to be said about revolutionary culture and applying it to electoralism, right? Now, I've talked to a lot of other people online, on Twitter, all these apps, and I was asking people, just in general, I was like, an individual's record matters, right? You're running against your own record. This is what you did. And I think what's interesting is that people ask me, "Oh, why don't you run for president?" I said, first of all, I wasn't born in this country, so I can't be president. And also, the record of mine hasn't changed. And I noticed that when people's records don't change, they usually don't get to the presidency. It is not consistency that leads you to the presidency. It's willing to trade whatever kind of substantive normality you've built up, and then trade that for some kind of relevancy in the political field. So when people ask me about that, I said there has to be a better way to have these type of conversations, right? And I think that, hold on. Yeah, I always turn the comments off. I can't listen to people rant about nothing while I'm trying to get a point across. But one of the things that I thought was interesting is that there was another YouTube video that was out about her discussing putting parents in jail for child truancy. Now, I'm going to explain something to you. You can't allow the despising for Trump to push you into the arms of people like this, but you can't allow people like this to push you into the arms of Trump. I'm sorry. There's some of you out there, I know y'all love me, and somewhere deep inside I love y'all, but you guys are following a psyop, and I'm sorry. I can't help you. You know, listen, when I was a kid in high school, right? I used to beat up nerds. Right, and that was bad. I wasn't a good person. I wasn't being a good person, right? So I don't do nerds' homework now. So when people come up to me now and they say, "Oh, well, this dude's doing all this. Trump's really good for this," and I say, "Okay, well, every single time they come to me with nonsense like that, I'll go, pluck, pluck, pluck. Oh, look, the new act where it lets everyone out of jail. Oh yeah, is that the one where he at the same time appointed all these federal judges that give people football numbers for nothing? Oh, by the way, here's another one for people that are so interested in how the scale works. So you having a coronavirus checkpoint and you having a mandated mask, which I don't agree with that, because I know we get hit for that, not them. That's slavery, but you thought it was normal. You thought it was normal for a person working in this country for 30 years, paying taxes for 30 years, serving in this fucking country's military, a combat veteran, to be snatched out of their fucking car and deported to God knows where the fuck. You thought that was normal. That's why I can't fuck with you. That's why when people talk about how, oh, I believe in God. No, you don't believe in God. You believe in your interpretation of what you think God is, and you want to push that shit on everybody else. Don't fuck with me. We ain't voting for a fucking game show host, but you gotta be stupid to think we're gonna fall for the okie doke and be quiet about a cop. Y'all wildin'. Y'all have to be out of your fucking mind, dude. We have to be intelligent, and we have to realize that our indigenous people are people, human beings, white, black, brown, but especially the people who were here on this side of the world first. We've survived so much worse than Trump. We've survived so much worse than Obama and Bush. We've survived worse than Reagan. Oh my God. We survived worse than Andrew Jackson. But the one thing that I always tell people is, man, you got to remember something before you get too woke that you get stupid. This country wasn't founded by good, clean Christian people. If you, and let me destroy a liberal fallacy since we're on that tip. There's an interesting liberal fallacy going on in the world, that we're a nation of immigrants. Okay, if you came here in the past 100 years, you were immigrant, right? But if you came here from 1492 to like 1892, see, Americans are ignorant. They think that Ellis Island opened up in like 1620. No, you fucking moron. Ellis Island opened up in 1899, dummy. Okay, so if you came here before 1899, you're not an immigrant. You're just a fucking thief. Like, you came here to steal shit. Not because there were no laws here, but because it was harder to find you and prosecute you. You just did something and stole women from one tribe and ran away to another side of the world yet. So don't play with me, because I actually did history. I looked at the offenses that are brought up about what the punishment was for rape and murder in medieval Europe. Right? So when people talk about, oh, the Spaniards, the Dutch, the French, we went there. There's no such thing as racism. They didn't slaughter any Indians. They just had a pandemic. That's convenient for you. No. You didn't care now to wear, you don't care now to wear a mask. You was coughing in niggas' blankets before. Okay? So let's keep it 1,000. You didn't come here for that. You came here to rape and pillage. Right? You came here because you could get away with pedophilia here. You came here because you tried to get away with rape here. You came here because you tried to get away with murder here. That's why y'all came here. And then you come and try to come up with a bunch of other reasons of why people, they were looking for religious freedom. That's why they came here and became Puritans. Come on, bro. Come on now. Let's do the knowledge. Let's do the knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I love y'all, but we're not falling for the okie doke, right? We're not falling for the okie doke. Okay? This country was founded by Jeffrey Epstein's. All right? Christopher Columbus was trafficking girls on a fucking island. Does that sound familiar to you dumb motherfuckers out there? I say this every fucking time, and I'm going to keep saying it. I'll turn the comments on now. Hold on. Does Russia have the coronavirus vaccine? Okay, so this is a story that came out today. Vladimir Putin claims that he has the cure for COVID and that his daughter's already taken it. Pootie, I love you, bruh. You wildin'. No one's taking a federally mandated vaccine here. That's insane. And it's because it hasn't been tested. You have to test this for years, and you're just gonna bloop, bloop, bloop. No. Come on, man. We don't even know what that does to people in the long-term effects, brother. You want to test it on the ghetto? Test it on rich people first. Then we'll talk. But no, you want to test it on the poorest people in the world. Why? Because this is the problem. Every single time that we get into some of these situations, we forget history. The United States government has tested everything that it's ever done, including the things that it's done to African American peoples or Native American people. On the people that they met when they was here in 1492. On their own people that they brought here as indentured servants. They tested it. And I love you people, but we have to remember something. Our freedom comes from us banding together and realizing that a piece of paper doesn't make someone a human being and make someone else illegal. See, I think this is an interesting thing about Latino people or indigenous people, as I've been understanding all of our spectrum, right? I went to Chicago and I had a conversation with people who were veterans of many wars. And they said to me, it's interesting because people were coming up to us that were conservative people and they were saying, but you fought for this country. Why can't we just kick out these foreigners and these people are nothing and they're a burden on our economy? And dude looked at him and said, see, I think that's what you don't get, bro. That's where you lost God in your life. And his words hit me super hard. He had told this conservative clown, he was like, bro, you lost God in your life. You lost Jesus Christ. He can't talk to you or reach you anymore. And you know why? It's because you allowed a piece of paper to make you stop treating a person like a human being. That's a great psyop too. Don't tell me, oh, the mask, that makes you, when you put on the mask, you become subservient. When you treat a person who doesn't have papers like less of a human being and you think you can rape and torture them and you want no consequences for that, that's when you're indoctrinated, brother. We got to go way back, right? And I also want to say this. Muhammad Ali was our Spartacus. I'm going to keep saying that until everybody says it. Muhammad Ali was our Spartacus. They used to have a draft in this country, motherfucker. Do you know what that means? That means even if you didn't want to go to war, like after World War II, you thought this shit was over? They said, sign up for Korea. You're next. We want you. Oh, you want bars? Y'all don't want no bars. Y'all don't want no bars. I love y'all, but y'all don't want no bars. It's not a question of godlessness. I'll take questions. Is it godlessness and hedonism? No, because even with God, people can do terrible things. Don't do that. Don't think, oh, the government's godless, that's why we're wrong. No, the people who founded parts of the sects of Christianity in this country, they might preach Jesus, but they are godless people because they rape and murder and because they touched children, especially the slave children. Buck breaking. Go look that up. Buck breaking. If you want to talk about with the agenda that's being pushed on people, right? Go look at the buck breaking agenda. So these people got away with this in the very beginning, right? So don't tell me nothing about godlessness. Those people who preach God and do sick things to people. Like, look at the Catholic Church. You have to look no further than the church. These people were pretending to be the vicar of Christ. And you were moving priests around. Listen, I got into a big argument with someone in my own family. Like, I damn near got kicked out the house because I was screaming at them. And I was like, yo, if someone rapes a baby, do they belong in a monastery or in prison? And this person took time to answer the question. And that shit infuriated me. And I went off in the room. I was like, he belongs in a monastery or in a fucking prison. And mind you, my family, para la gente que no sabe y que no se da cuenta que la gente desafortunadamente la mayoría de nosotros somos católicos. Yo, bro, that is not an easy thing to say in a massively Catholic house. Pero carajo, ya tú sabes que yo no puedo estar en silencio cuando esta tontería está pasando. So let's not just say it's godlessness, right? Because people believed in a lot of different gods and they've done things as a horrible consequence of that, right? And we think it's just Christianity, Islam. No, it's Judaism, it's Hinduism, it's all the religions. Bro, you ever listen to like the high rabbi of Israel? Like he was saying that black people were monkeys and all this shit, but they don't want to talk about that because every time you bring that up, that's anti-Semitism. See, they bring up anything can be that. That's what they do to you. So they make you capitulate like homie. Man, I'm just trying to kick the rail with y'all. This has been Immortal Technique Tuesdays. I'm not impressed. How do you feel about today's political? I'm not impressed. You ran a Republican against a far-right Republican. That's what the Democrats did. And you got a cop as VP. So you want me to be enthusiastic? Then you obviously don't know who the fuck you're dealing with here. All right? One last thing I want to say is to the people who are young people, to like in their teens that check this channel out, just remember something, that you have the power to influence a lot of young people coming up underneath you, right? You have the power to influence a lot of people coming underneath you. They see me, even though I be at the gun range and I'm in the street and I'm doing all this, and I'm like, oh, he's cool, but he's older. He's like 40. He's an OG. They see you and they think you're the coolest person in the world, man. Right? Oh, you like the hat? They think you're the coolest person in the world, man. So lead them by example, bro. And also, like I say at the shows, man, one of the biggest regrets I ever have in my life is when I got locked up, I was forced to become like an animal, like fight with people who looked at me funny for nothing, right? To not help other people I see being jumped. That's the one thing I'll be honest, besides being strip searched and living in a cage, the worst shit about being locked up is they train you to not give a fuck about people. Oh, a nigga got stabbed, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Oh, somebody's starving, not my tear, not my problem. Oh, this nigga he's about to get raped by people in the shower. It's not me. So I understand when people are like, oh, we don't care about those people. Right, you got a jail mentality. So when I see rich-ass people on TV who got their entire empire with government assistance and then hate the programs of government assistance, don't want people to get government, but you got government assistance. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on, can't you see it? All right, I'm going to leave y'all with a joke. I'll put it on my story. This joke explains immigration for everybody. Immigration, right? Here's a joke about immigration. An immigrant, a banker, and a worker are sitting at a table. There are 20 cookies at the table. The banker steals 19 cookies, and he tells the worker, watch out, the immigrant is going to steal your cookie. You got duped. Wake up. Love you, motherfuckers. Immortal Technique, Technique Tuesdays, Rebel Army runs is in full effect. And we are doing, on 9/11, we'll have a special announcement about the Middle Passage. All right, I can't say anything more because they're going to go crazy on me. But, oh shit, Poison Pen in the building. Chino Excel. Shout out to Migs Tats. Love the PR. Oh, Jay Cordero. Allie from Queens, what up? Queens in the building. Oh. The bridge is over. Yeah, I know you used to cry when you heard that song, Allie. The bridge is over. All right, West Coast in the house. Anybody else want to say peace before I get out of here? Kosovo. Shout out to Kosovo. Shit. Someone said explain Kosovo. All right. I'll have a long talk about Kosovo with you one day, man. Shout out to Miami. West Coast. Oh, man. Pittsburgh. Queens get the money. What you know about that? No. You know about that? Yo, that shit is fun. That's the first from the first one. Southgate, Tokyo, the bridge, Cali, Texas, Queens, Massachusetts, Brooklyn, Cleveland, Oregon, Brick City, Mexico. Wow, everybody's in the house. Am I Puerto Rican? No, honey, I'm Peruvian, and I have some African ancestry. But everybody that knows me knows my name is Immortal Technique, honey, and I'm from Harlem. Canada, in the building. Russia, Philly, Portland, Corona. Jesus, I don't have that. You can't just say you're from Corona. Crooklyn, Peru, yeah, Washington, Brazil. Muito respeto. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.